So yeah, we have Amos here. He's a friend of ours from high school. We just saw a new movie today. Well, new to us. It came out in Korea 2 years ago. House of Hummingbird. Uh, it's a slice of life movie that takes place in the early '90s in South Korea.
Like right before
Kim Il Sung's death. Yeah, they mentioned his death as a plot point in the movie.
Yeah.
So in '94.
Also, yeah, and this movie, I think, Amos and I definitely kind of relate to as in terms of the kind of family dynamic in the Asian community.
Yeah, especially as a Korean American myself, and having a good sense of memories, and remembering the '90s myself.
Wait, were you born in America? I forgot.
No, I was born in California.
Yeah, that's America.
Yeah, but I remember going to Korea in the '90s on a family trip to visit, but I can still definitely relate.
Yeah, it is a. So the story kind of sets around.
Her name is I don't remember.
Yun-hee.
Yun-hee. Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
Yeah. Yun-hee.
Because I know it's pronounced a little differently, but
Yeah.
anyway, she's an 8th grader, and she is like most of her family. The 3 kids are mostly are expected by
to do well in
expected
school.
by the parents to do well in school, and the big brother is the big brother's heading to a certain college. Hoping to.
He's doing course.
Seoul National University.
Yeah.
No, that's the one that they wanted the kids to go.
Yeah.
He wanted to go to the one about. Didn't he go to like an art school or something? Some kind of.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah. So he's 2 years older than her. He beats her nonstop. And what's interesting is, an interesting thing about is at the beginning of the film, you think that she's hiding it from her parents, and her parents don't know about it. But towards the end, when she's having an emotional breakdown, her parents are like, "Your brother, you no wonder your brother beats you. You're worthless." You know, they're like, "Why can't you be this? Why do you have to be so different?" And all that stuff. So towards the end of the film, her life starts to fall apart. You think that her parents don't know. At the end, you realize now they didn't know that it's that they just didn't care. So
it's a weird thing because the dad as a character is probably probably one of the more antagonistic characters toward Yun-hee, because not only does he kind of try to keep this, keep the usual family. It's difficult to say. He's trying to keep this sort of like the stable family sort of environment, but of course, with the ages that their kids are now, it becomes, and especially what was happening in the '90s, it's much difficult, and of course he kind of, and I think the thing is like when someone makes mistakes, he lashes out because he believes that it's an embarrassment to him.
You said you looked at the actor's age who played the father. He was like 52. You said at the time.
Yeah, about 52.
Yeah.
But that's like that's the actor.
So if this movie came out, if this movie takes place in '94, if it takes place in '94, he's 52. That means he was born in 40 what?
42.
42. Yeah. 1942. And back in 1942 in Korea, I can imagine it being very difficult because of the war was still going on, World War II.
There is a definite, like, it does keep, like, there's like this adult and there's like this weird age gap that's definitely between the adults and the children, especially when you see them, like, especially at school, when they're school, like, there is a teacher who is very, very strict.
He's an asshole. He's like, I want you to write the name of all 2 delinquents that you know of.
And he forces them to pledge that they won't, they don't go to...
No karaoke, no fun, no this. We must get to a good university. No fun, university, no fun, university. Like,
Yes, and yeah. So, we know a lot of school systems like that,
Yeah.
And
so her I think wasn't her sister or her older brother was to a private school. I think because they're trying to send her to a private school, right?
They are sending. Well, I mean, the thing is, they're trying to send their kids to good schools, and I think definitely they're trying to. And obviously, this includes, you know, not just going to regular school, but they're, you know, they actually send her to cram school.
Yeah, so she can learn Chinese. So she has to learn English and Chinese. And I'm like, well, and I thought learning Spanish was hard back in high school.
Well, and one.
One of our her teachers who's nice to her, her name was Mrs. Kim. She says don't answer stupid questions. She's a lot more open-minded, a lot more more expressive with her, like, a lot more open with her expressions and wanting to express herself, which is a real shame because later on in the film, spoiler alert, she dies when the bridge collapses. There's this giant bridge collapse in 1984, which killed a bunch of people.
This is an event that This is what I like about the event. How they portray the event. They not only expose it to a wider audience, but they don't take away from the brutal truth about it, which is, you know, it's, you know, there were a lot of casualties, and it does you know, it does kind of impact the family a little bit in the end.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes was not the movie that's all about it's all about trying these kids growing up and trying to find their uniqueness. Like the teacher, when Mrs. Kim, when she first asked them, "What do you like?" and his one girl's like, "I like Calvin Klein clothes because my parents always buy them for me when I get good grades." And then her friend, and then the main character Yoon Hee is like, "I like art. I like comic books." And then towards the end of the film, Mrs. Kim sends her a sketch pad to draw comic books on, and she promises that she's going to draw pictures of her. And then when she goes to her house, she realizes that she was killed in the bridge. So she had just gone one day later.
I think what's great about that is that they do show the kid aspect in a more natural way.
Yeah.
There isn't really, you know, there isn't like this. They aren't portraying it in like very flamboyantly, but it's a little bit more subtle. Like when they go to the nightclub, it's
oh yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes when they go to the nightclub
it is still fun, but we're not seeing it in. We're not exactly seeing it in an outsider perspective. We're actually seeing it in a more we're actually seeing it from their point of view a little more.
Yeah, and her quote unquote delinquent friends who probably only get A minuses. How dare you get an A minus? You are going to show up on her.
Hey,
I know. But they smoke a lot, so there's a big thing about smoking in this movie. Like, oh my god, you can't smoke. You're not supposed to smoke. And she makes a big deal out of her teacher smoking and.
And it's I think that's what I like. It's this feeling that you know, they're not, you know, afraid to shy away from like the honest truths about you know, adolescence and growing up, which is sometimes you need to take risks to find yourself, but also you know, it not only breaking your own personal barrier, but also breaking the barrier of breaking this sort of generation barrier as well.
Yeah, Kim Il Sung dies in this movie. His death plays a key part. They're like, oh my god, are we gonna go to war with North Korea because now their leader is dead? Like,
there's this certain portrayal of how. Of how the generation before, of how, you know, we're transitioning from different eras. I mean,
one thing I would like was that there's an old saying I remember. I think it was from Star Wars. The easy part is knowing what to do. The hard part is doing it. Like, she knows she's not supposed to smoke or go to nightclubs, but at the same time she wants to do something fun with her life because everyone around her is like study, and she wants something fun. So she knows that she has the quote unquote right thing for her to do is to study. But the hard part is doing it because she wants to have fun, and she wants to develop develop as a person, as an individual.
And I think we've all, I think we've all kind of, you know, lived that feeling before, and I mean, you know, it's, yeah, I mean,
the easy part is knowing what to do. The hard part is doing it.
yeah, that's a real, yeah, I think that's a really good motto because she is, you know, exploring, you know, her personal interests. She likes comic books, and
I think they call them manhwa in Korea. It's not manga, it's manhwa, right? Right, Amos? Manhwa?
I think so.
With a W at the end?
Yeah, I don't really, I'm not don't really like read comic books as much.
Oh, it's a shame. I love comics.
Maybe I see them on the internet from time to time.
I've got like thousands of them, those boxes. There's 2 boxes right there.
Yeah. But yeah, well, not only that, but I think they do explore but what I think they do explore a bit of her. They do explore, and she does not only explore her personal interests and what she wants to do, but but she does explore a bit of her love life, and I'm not good, and I don't want to reveal too much because like but I think they do it in a very unique and interesting way, where it's not really forced upon her, and I think that's great.